हम जो प्रीवियस लेक्चर था हमारा उसी को इंशाल्लाह वी विल कंटिन्यू द प्रीवियस लेक्चर. So first of all we will do some questions regarding significant figures and estimation. I have written two questions. The first one is 71.8 minus 32.4 over 0.198 square. First of all, we will write each value up to one significant figure. Up to one significant figure. 71.8. 7 is the first significant figure. The remaining number, that is 1 before decimal, we will write 0 in place of 1. 70 minus, here 32.4, here we will write 30 over 0.198 square. We can write 0.2 square. Further, in the next step, 70 minus 30, 40. 0.2 means 0.04. 0.2 multiplied by 0.2, it becomes 0.04. If you want to remove the decimal from 0.04, it becomes 40 over 4 multiplied by 100. 4 1 time 4, 4 10 time. 10 multiplied by 100 means 1000 is the answer. This answer is up to one significant figure and estimated value. In the next part, 39.864. 39.864. This is the first significant figure, that is 3. The next figure, that is 9. We will add 1 in 3. It becomes 40. Multiply by 8.987. If we write this value, if we estimate this value, we can write 9. Or if we write in up to one decimal, one significant figure, again we can write it 9. Because there is only one digit that is written before decimal, this digit is known as whole number. So it's 9. Square root of 9 over, we will write 0.6. So 40 multiplied by square root of 9 means 30 over 0.6 means, if we remove this decimal, we will write 6 and 10 here as a numerator. So 6, 1 times 6, 5s are 30. 40 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 10. If we multiply all these numbers, 5 4s are 20, 0 and 0. 2000 is the answer. Students, these questions are very easy. You have already studied earlier. But these questions are in our syllabus in O3 mathematics. We generally revise these things. It's a part of our Cambridge syllabus. Keep it in mind. We will discuss today how to multiply, how to simplify the values, decimal values, so that we can easily find the answers within no time. 0.9 multiplied by 0.02. Multiplication in decimal numbers or decimal fractions. Students, this question is of only 1 mark. One more we can write 0.3 multiplied by 0.0007. I have written two questions, 0.9 multiplied by 0.02 and 0.3 multiplied by 0.007. I will tell you today very easiest way to multiply these decimal numbers. Students, first of all, ignore all decimal numbers in the first question, that is 0.9 and 0.02. If we multiply non-zero digits, that is written 9 and 2, it becomes 18. 9 2 times 18. And now we will count decimal positions 1, 2, and 3. We will write decimal, or we will put decimal after 3 digits. We will start from the right side. 1, 2. There are only 2 digits written, that is 18. One more digit, that is 0, we will add ourselves. So the final answer is 0. If we want to write here 0, no problem. 0.018. I am going to repeat it again. First of all, multiply 9 multiplied by 2, that is 18. So in the next step, we will count the decimal digits, decimal numbers. Here in the 0.02 value, there are 2 digits, that is 1, 2, and 3. We will count only right side digits written on the decimal. So 3, the 2 numbers are written, 2 digits are written, 8, 1, 1, 2, and we will add one more 0 ourselves. It becomes 0.018. In the next problem, again we will multiply 3 multiplied by 7, 3 7 times 21. So just only one decimal place. If we count these numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 1, there are 5 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we will add 0. The final answer is 0.00021. बड़ा ठीक है. देखिए ठीक हो गए. जोर लगा के लिखना पड़ेगा फिर. डॉट जी. ओके. Okay, students, I have written problem 0.0081. Today I will discuss these things which are very easy. 0.0081. We are going to find the answer of 0.0081. Students, when we talk about square number or square root, you know that square and square root both are opposite to each other. Again, I am going to revise it. X power 2 or square root of x. Power 2 and square roots. It means the value power is 2. If we simplify it, it becomes 1 by 2. I have already told you. So the value is written 0.0081. Students, if there is 100, square root of 100, so answer is 10. If we take square root of 100, the final answer is 10. If we look at it, 1 square root of 1 is 1. 1 multiplied by 1 means 1. These are 2 zeros. Just write down 1 0. Here one more example for this question. If it's written 90,000 or 90,000. So if we count, there are 4 zeros and 1 9. The square root of 9 is 3. And from these 2 zeros, 1 0. Again, from this pair of zeros, we will write only 1 0. The square root of 90,000 is 300 only. We can count zeros. Here in this case, if first of all, we will remove its decimal. If I write this value 0.0081, we will write over 10,000. In place of decimal 1 and count the right side digit that are written on the right side of decimal 1, 2, 3, 4. We will add 4 zeros. So it becomes 81 over 10,000. And what is the square root of 81? 9 multiplied by 9. 81, 9, 10,000. Again, the square root of 1 is 1. And these are 2 pairs of zeros. Just write down 1 pair, 1 0 from each pair. It becomes 9 over 100. If we want to convert this fraction into decimal fraction, The answer is 0.09. Student, question is 64 square root or square root of 64 minus cube root of 123. But it 64 means when we talk about square root, a same value is multiplied 2 times. Just 64 means 8 multiplied by 8 equals 64. If we write 125, so the same value will be multiplied 3 times. 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. So here we can write 8 power 2 and its square root. 125 means 5 multiplied by 3 and its cube root. Square root is cancelled with square, it remains 8. Cube root is cancelled with cube, 8 minus, it becomes 8 minus 5. The final answer is 3. Students, now we will discuss lower bound and upper bound in numbers. Lower bound, lower bound and upper bound of the values. If the first value is written 538 centimeter, nearest 1 centimeter. If it's written 538 centimeter, nearest centimeter, it means 1 centimeter. If it 1 is written, it's okay. Otherwise, it's 1 centimeter. If it's written 540 nearest 5 centimeter. This nearest is very important point. 5 centimeter, 1 centimeter, maybe it's 10 centimeter, maybe it's 100 centimeter. Students, if it's written 1 nearest, 1, what is the half of 1? 0.5. In upper bound, we will add 0.5, and if we want to find lower bound of the same value, we will subtract 0.1. Students, if it's written nearest 5, we will add or subtract 2.5, half of 5. If it is 10, we will add or subtract 5. If it is 100, we will add or subtract 50. In this case, if we want to write 538 centimeter nearest 1 centimeter, if we want to write its upper bound or lower bound, upper bound of 538 is 538.5 centimeter, because it's nearest 1 centimeter, so it becomes 538.5. 1 centimeter means we will add 0.5. We will add 0.5 or subtract 0.5 from the value. If we want to write its lower bound of 538, it's 537.5 centimeter, meter, whatever the unit is written. If we want to write 540 centimeter, that is nearest 5 centimeter, the lower bound of 540 is, we will subtract half of 5, that is 2.5. So the final answer is 537.5. And the upper bound of this value is 542.5, because this value is nearest 5. If this value is nearest 10, we will add 5 or subtract 5 from the same value. Student, one more thing, if the value is written nearest tenth or 1/10, maybe it's written 0.1. These three values have same meaning. If it's written 100 or 1/100 or 0.01. If we want to find the lower bound, if it's written 10th, nearest 10th, we will subtract 0.05. It's written 0.1. The half of 0.1 is 0.05. If we want to find lower bound, we will subtract 0.05. If we want to find upper bound, if upper bound is required, then we will add 0.05. Suppose it's written 52.3 centimeter, and we want to find its nearest 10th value or 0.1. So lower bound will be 52.3. It's written 0.1. If we subtract 0.05 from 0.3, it becomes 25. Suppose this is 30 actually. So if we divide subtract 0.05 from 30, it becomes 0.25. If we want to write its upper bound, it becomes 52.35. This is students basic of lower bound and upper bound. But students, I have marked this point. Suppose this point is O. The first angle I have marked angle AOB is 30 degree, angle BOC 42 degree, angle COD 80 degree, angle AOD equal X degree. Students, we know that total angle of any point is 360 degree. Now we will, if we simply find the value of X or the angle X, we will add all these three angles, 30 degree, 42 degree, 80 degree, and then we will subtract it from 360 degree. We will find the answer of X degree. I have written all these angles up to 1 degree. All values nearest 1 degree. If we want to find lower bound of X, सर जी मार्कर है और कोई मार्कर lower bound of x degree. If we want to find simple value of x, we will add all three angles 30, 42, 80 and subtract it from 360 degree. We will get the value of x degree. But the question is, if lower bound or upper bound is required of x degree, but if we want to find first lower bound of x degree, so we will write the values, these angles, upper bound of these values. The upper bound of this value is 30.5 degree. All angles are written up to nearest 1 degree. Upper bound of 30 degree is 35. In fact, 30.5 degree. Upper bound for 42 is 42.5 degree. Upper bound for 80 degree is 80.5 degree. The answer will be lower bound. 360 degree minus 30.5 degree plus 42.5 degree plus 80.5 degree. Or add all these values and subtract it from 360 degree, we will find its lower bound. If we want to find the upper bound for x, now we will write lower bound of all these values. We will go opposite. For upper bound for x degree, 30 degree. If we want to find upper bound of 30 degree, it becomes 30.5, 29.5 degree. We will write lower bounds of all these three values. 29.5 degree plus 41.5 degree plus 79.5 degree. Now you can add or subtract the values. You will find the upper bound for this angle. Students, keep it in mind. In this case, if we want to find upper bound or lower bound, that is the remaining x degree. If we want to find upper bound, write down lower bound of all these three angles. If lower bound is required, write upper bound for all these values and add all these three values. That is upper bound of all these values. Again, I'm going to repeat upper bound for this value is 30.5, 42.5, 80.5 in the first case. Add all these values and subtract it from 360 degree, you will get the answer. Same is the case with upper bound and lower bound, you can find it easily. Students, one more thing that is going to be explained. Nearest number, suppose it's written 5,000, square root of 5,000. So without calculator, it is very difficult to find square root of 5,000. Exact value we cannot find, or it will take some time to find the value. I am going to tell you what is the easiest way to calculate square root of 5,000. In this case, we can estimate the value 50,000. In play first pair, if we want to make pairs, 2 zeros becomes 1 zero, we know, and the other one, that is 50. We will find the nearest square number, that is 50. If we write square numbers, one is a square number, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64. These are all square numbers. What is the nearest number? That is 250. 49 is the nearest number. So we can estimate 4900. We will choose 1 0. 49, it's a square root of 49 is 7. The final answer is 70. In evaluation, some students make mistakes. 17 minus 5 multiply by 3 plus 1. Students, if you want to solve this equation, if you want to evaluate the answer of this problem, generally we use Demas rule, divide. First of all, we will do division, the second multiplication, and the third addition, and in the last subtraction. So first of all, there is no division. 5 multiplied by 3, it's 15 plus 1. 17 minus 15 plus 1. Now we have two values, 17 and 1, both are having a plus sign or addition sign. So if we want to simplify it, it's very easy. 17 minus 15, 2, plus 1, the final answer is 3. Students, I have drawn a diagram on the board, a big rectangle and along with inside it small rectangle. These are two rectangles. Actually, we will find the area of shaded part. Area of shaded part, that is marked. If simple area is required, shaded part, we will find area of big rectangle, that is 40 multiplied by 30, minus area of small rectangle, that is inside the big rectangle, 30 multiplied by 20. But students, if it's required, upper bound for shaded area. We will, if we want to find upper bound for shaded area, this is the question actually, we will find upper bound and lower bound of this shaded area. Student, if first of all, we will find upper bound. If we want to find upper bound for this area, we will write these values 40 cm, upper bound for this value 40 and 30, and lower bound for this value 20 and 30. So it becomes 40.5 multiplied by 30.5 minus 29.5 multiplied by 19.5. Keep it in mind, if upper bound is required, we will use upper bound for the external values and lower bound for the internal values. As if lower bound is required, so students, the external values, that is 40 and 30. Now in this case, we will lower bound for 40 and 30 and upper bound for 30 and 20. It becomes 39.5 multiplied by 29.5 minus 30.5 multiplied by 20.5. We will find its lower bound. Keep it in mind, we will go opposite, upper bound and lower bound. And in division, students, in topic numbers, we generally do addition, subtraction, and we use in some cases some brackets are used. And in the inshallah next lecture, we will discuss LCM and HCF. And after 2 or 3, 4 minutes, we will have a question answer session. Inshallah, if you have any questions, you can ask.